Hello, fellow Toastmasters. Richard Wolf, the Wolf, DTM, here to give you some leadership training to get ready and move you a little bit ahead for the trainings that will be coming up here in the next month or two. In addition to that, just to let you know, we're going to be doing monthly trainings at the deck meetings, and we're probably going to be hosting some workshops throughout the district throughout the year as well. So get ready for some fantastic training to follow. Tonight, though, I want to talk about very simple leadership. Everybody talks about leadership, and it's very important in what we do in Toastmasters, right? Whether you're at the division director, area director, the district level, or even at the club level, leadership is important. And I believe this basic little training I'm going to give you tonight, short, simple, and sweet, and it's going to give you the foundation of what I believe the simplicity of leadership is, because we try to convolute it and give it a lot of difficulty. We need to keep it very simple. And I want to teach you some extra things you can do to execute better when it comes to your leadership. Let's talk about first what it isn't. You know, it's not easy for sure. You know, it's not authority, it's not a dictatorship, it's not putting people down. Okay? So we got to remember this, and it's not management. You know, it's not checking boxes. You know, you do your area club visit and you're asking a bunch of questions, and that's not leadership. That's management, but it's not leadership, and that's not where the real true passion of Toastmasters comes out. So the next step is, what is leadership? Well, everybody's got an idea, right? Tons of different influence. You know, it's taking care of the person next to you. It's empathy. It's being nice. It's compassion. Those are all touchy-feely words. But the one thing I can tell you about leadership is that it's the most fulfilling thing that you'll ever do when you get it right. When you get people on the bus, going in the right direction and working together as a team, I'm telling you, leadership is the most fulfilling thing. And I am convinced that there is no better place in the world to learn how to execute and do leadership than Toastmasters clubs, areas, divisions, and districts. And I mean that with my heart. In my 9 years in Toastmasters, I have come to believe there's no better place. So let's make it simple. What is leadership simply, right? Leadership is learning. Leadership is understanding where I'm at and what my level of learning is and how can I be better at it. That's the first step. Are you willing to learn? Maxwell talks about the law of the lid. I know all you Maxwell trainers are going to watch me on this one, but let me try to get this right. The law of the lid states it's about commitment and it's about effectiveness. Is that going to stay by itself? Maybe we'll get lucky. Commitment is what I'm willing to do, execute, right? Effectiveness is my knowledge, is what I know, and how do I use it. So knowledge, execution, effectiveness, commitment. So if I'm at a 6 on the commitment scale but a 5 on effectiveness, here's about my percentage of how effective I'm going to be as a leader, right? If I increase the commitment from a 6 to an 8, that's going to help. But if I don't know enough to do the right things when I'm committed, that execution is going to be weak and not as effective, right? So, but if I increase my knowledge, my effectiveness increases exponentially. There's about 150% difference here in these two from a percentage standpoint. So focus on your knowledge a little bit more than your commitment. Now, obviously, if you've got a person with a 3 commitment, they're not really into it. So you got to effectively work on that as well. The next thing, it's going to be what we just talked about, action, execution. I can have all the knowledge in the world, read all the books, have all the theories and been all the classes, but if I'm not doing anything with it, nothing's going to happen or change, right? Next, people. Leadership, if I were to break it down to one word, it's people. Leadership is helping the people around you achieve their goals and dreams. In Toastmasters, everybody joins for a reason. I don't care if you just joined last week or if you've been here for 15 or 20 years. There's a reason why you continue to pay your membership if you've been here for a long time. What is that reason? We need to know that so we can tie it back and help those people achieve what they got here for. And then positive reinforcement. As a leader, area division director, club leader, how do I reinforce the good things that I see? Because because in every case I've ever seen, when you reinforce the positive, it begins to eliminate the negative. Those people will stop doing some of the things that they shouldn't be doing, one. And number two is, you can very creative, man, I love the way you did that. I am noticing there's an opportunity over here though. Do you think you could work on this for me? And here's a good reason why. So if you give them the opportunity with a reason why behind it, and you're positively reinforcing the good stuff, they'll take care of that for you without a problem. But it's a process. May not happen the first time. Okay, moving on. What is our duty? What is our job, our responsibility as a leader? Well, it's real simple to me. It's about helping other people. How do we help other people, and how do we improve our leadership skills in order that we can help other people? So we got to have some self-awareness and self-evaluation skills here. So I suggest make some notes. What is it about my leadership I think is weak? Is it knowledge or is it execution? Which one is it? Because I think everything comes down to those two things. Next, am I helping them achieve their goals, right? We talked about it earlier. I got to help them make an A. Ken Blanchard's story, wrote the 1 Minute Manager, world-renowned leadership and management expert. When he was a professor at these colleges, the faculty would go nuts because he would give the students the final exam the first day of class. And they're like, well, why wouldn't I do that? He says, well, I'm going to go one better. I'm going to teach them everything on the test during the semester. So when they take it at the end, they're going to make an A, which means they've learned something and they've learned the material. Setting good, clear expectations. What is the expectation of our clubs? What is the expectation of our areas or divisions and of our district? I personally feel there is no reason why every club, every area and division should not have a goal of President's Distinguished every single year. And now there's the Smedley Distinguished. A little bit extra to get to that level. So I don't see why we can't. If we're focusing on their why, if we're helping all of our members get what they came here for, having great, fun, exciting meetings, which I think is in the mission, positive, supportive environment, that's our meeting, that's our environment. And they get what they came here for. Everything's going to move in the right direction. So we got to keep that in mind. And then recognition for their efforts. We talked about positive reinforcement. Just every little small thing. Reinforce it. Tell people that they're doing a great job with this thing. So, and then catch them doing it right. Making the A, looking for the good stuff. Management typically is management by exception because we've got the checklist and we're looking for what's wrong. Okay? Here's another strategy for you. Have every one of your clubs do a moment of truth within the next month. If you don't have it, search Toastmasters, reach out to me, we'll get it for you. Successful Club Series, Moments of Truth. It's a 2-page evaluation. What am I doing good? What am I doing bad? Have them fill it out and send it to you. And then compliment them on all the good stuff that they're doing. And then ask them, I see a few things that's running short here. How are you going to work to fix those? And see what they say and help them develop the plan to fix it. Very simple. What are our biggest challenges as leaders? Okay, I want you to take a moment after what we've just covered, rewind the video if you need, but pause the video and write down what are some of your biggest challenges. And hopefully we'll maybe address some of those. And if not, in the training we can bring them up. Now this is going to be in a Toastmasters world, maybe it's at home, maybe it's at work. Whatever that challenge is, make a note of it so that we can discuss it in future trainings and see if we can help you get over some of these challenges. So pause the video and jot those down. Next, I want to talk about what skills do we need to develop. I think there's a few of them. Number one is team building. Can I build a team? Now, by team, I mean club leadership team, area director, maybe what I'm going to call a struggling club team, a club rebuilding team, okay? But a team in a Toastmasters club, for me, is a committee. Every single leadership position should have at least one other person that's helping them do their job. They're the team that's working to fulfill the vice president of membership and bring new guests into the meeting and to help other members bring in new guests. Motivation. Do you know how to motivate the people on your team? Do you know your people well enough to know what motivates them? Now, the good news is there's a Leadership Excellence series that you can read over, and we will be training on throughout the year about how to motivate people. Another one you're going to need to know is how to resolve conflict. There's always going to be some. If you're married, you know what I'm talking about, right? If you work with anybody else on the face of the earth, there's going to be some conflict, and you know that. So you need to be able to resolve it. And then coaching for top performance. How do we get people, how do we coach them to move to that next level and really reach their capacity of effectiveness and execution? We need to learn some coaching skills. Coaching is when we dig into people, ask questions, help them resolve some things to where we're pulling things out of them to help them develop to be better. Okay? Mentoring is where I help someone through a process, like we mentor another member in Toastmasters. We're pretty much telling them what to do, and we're showing them how to do and get there and giving them some ideas. Coaching is when we dig in and help them pull things out of themselves. And in execution, said it earlier, action, execution. If you don't do anything, nothing's going to happen. Just remember that. Action steps. What'd you learn today? You learned knowledge, right? You got a little knowledge? I hope you did. If not, I didn't do a good job. Shame on the wolf. How are you going to use it? What's the execution you're going to do to use what you learned today? Okay? I've got a few suggestions for you. Real simple. Evaluate where you're at on the level. Knowledge versus execution. Effectiveness versus commitment. Where are you in that scale? Another thing along these lines I'm going to throw in here for you is very simply, when it comes to commitment to Toastmasters and whatever role you have, club president, secretary treasurer, vice president membership, area director, division director, it doesn't matter. There's going to be time spent doing Toastmasters things, but you do have to make a commitment outside the club is what I call it. It might be an hour a week, 2 hours a week, depending on what you want to do. But you need to make yourself a commitment. Block it out on your schedule, 2 hours a week, whatever that time frame is, to take care of inviting new members, going over your numbers, helping another member, whatever it might be. As area and division directors, your roles are different. You're going to be helping a lot of clubs, talking to them, motivating them. So how do you mark out time in your day, in your evenings, on your weekends to help these people? Because that's part of what we do, and it's the only way it's going to happen is if we're helping the people that are around us. Help these, again, a struggling club team, a rebuilding team. I believe it's very simple. A division director, area director, and a minimum of one other person in that area that's bought into Toastmasters, that's really enthusiastic, and you bring them to a struggling club's meeting. If they've got 5 or 6 showing up and you bring 3 more, man, you can make an impact and add some enthusiasm to their meeting, add some energy and excitement. And once they begin to see that, and do that once or twice a month for a month or 2. I know logistically sometimes it's a challenge, but make a plan. Bring some people with you, some people from your club that are enthused, and help them see the light. Because it can happen and it can work for sure. Get to know your club leaders. Maybe make some phone calls. Ask them how they're doing. Find out about them. Find out about their lives. And see if there's some things that you can listen for, that you can tie back to Toastmasters that can help them in other parts of their lives. Very simple. And then listen and look for the good and reinforce it. I've kind of pounded down pretty hard today, haven't I? But it's important. Look for the good and reinforcement. And it's not because I don't think we do it. I think we do it well. But I still think we don't necessarily do it enough. People love praise and recognition. So we need to look for the good stuff. My contact info, again, I hope this was some value to you. I think it was. I personally use these strategies. And we're going to be I have a Maximize You podcast that me and Mr. Scott Morgan, the captain, put together. But me and Joel are also going to make a Toastmasters podcast, talking about some of the challenges and the hurdles we need to get over, some of the key strategies we can use to help our clubs move to the next level, areas and divisions. Because I firmly believe, folks, and I'm going to wrap it up with this, if we help the clubs and the members in those clubs reach their goals of President's Distinguished, everything else is easy. You can forget about the rest. Do your reports, make your phone calls, help everybody around you, and everything's going to happen like it should. But you have to start at the bottom. Help the person that walked through the door and joined Toastmasters for a reason, and everything's going to work itself out. Thanks so much. Hope you enjoyed it. Catch you next time.